Hello out there to you. In this video, we're going to make a Phillips curve of a country and we're going to graph it. It's going to be so easy. Okay, so I have Excel open to write down the data or to record the data, and I need to go get it. I'm going to use the last 10 years for the country of Canada. And again, a Phillips curve is the relationship between the inflation rate and the unemployment rate. So to do this, I'll tell Excel here 2013 and 2014. And then Excel is smart enough to know what I'm doing, so we'll go up to 2023. So that's good, and that's what you could do if you wanted a 10-year period because it's 2024. Okay, so now I need to go get the data. Eventually, I'm going to graph it in here. You can use Desmos. You could also have Excel just draw the graph for you if you wanted to, but in this video, I'm going to use Desmos to get us a Phillips curve relationship. Okay, and then I want to get Canada's indicators. So I went to a website called Trading Economics. It's a source that you can trust because they pull data from different central banks or statistical agencies that we can trust. So I've got unemployment rate and inflation rate. Those are the two that I need. This MOM, that's month on month. You could use that if you want. It's going to give you a different number. It's really the direction of these two that we care about, but in this Phillips curve, that's what I want. So actually, let me show you what it would look like if I just came here. So I'm going to open up inflation rate and open up unemployment rate. Now I want the last 10 years. This is only giving me the last year. So I can click right here to hit last 10 years. And it's giving me a line graph, so I can click right here to get this. Now the kind of the problem here with this is only giving me, well, that's actually kind of neat. I can get a different country. But this is giving me every month. So I'd either have to average these or just use the same. We'll just use January of every year. Now this is only going back to 24. Oh, I guess I got to use March then because this is the first date that I have. So that would be my recommendation. We're going to use March of every year so that we have a single year. Now, if this was the United States, I could tell it that I want you to average each one because Fred can do that. You could get. I mean, I could if I wanted to. You do not need to do this, but if I wanted to, I could take all of these numbers and average them. But I'm not going to do that. We'll just use March every year, and that's okay. Okay. And then for unemployment rate, it's the same thing. We'll change it to a bar graph. If you would prefer to use, oh, that went way back. If you would prefer to use the line graph, it'll get the same data off of there. And maybe there's a way to download the um, to download like yearly data to change this to a year. If there is, I don't see it, but that's okay. I can also, since I'm doing Canada, this is Statistics Canada, and I can get all of this data. So, Canada can tell me what it is, but let's assume I didn't have access to that. Okay, so let's get to the bulk of this. Okay, so I want so the first one here, March of 2014 is 1.4, no 1.5 rather. Then the next one is 1.2. This is 2014. And then uh, 2.1, 27. Wait, where's 2015? And so that was 2015. And then 2017. Oh, I was supposed to be using March though. Sorry. It's March here. March is 1.2. And then March of 2017, 1.6. And then March of 2018, 2.2. Did I skip? No, I didn't skip it. 1.2. And then March of 2016, 1.3. I did skip one. 1.3. And then 1.6 is 2017. And then 2018, we're going up to 2.3. 1.3. In 2019, 1.9. 2020, 0.9. 2021, you can see it went way up. 2.2. 2023, 2022 first, 6.7, and then 2023, 4.3. Okay, now I should have 10 years of data. I'm going to plug all that into here. So 1.5, what was 2023? I'm going to work backwards. 4.3, 6.7, 2.2, 0.9, 1.9, 2.3, 1.6, 3, 2. Okay, I'm off by 1 here. Okay, so I don't have 2013, and that's okay. So we've got 9 years of data. That's what it's giving me here. That's good enough. Okay, so for you, I'm telling you that's good enough. Okay, then what I'm going to do, instead of you watching me record data, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm actually going to do it very quickly. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to pause the recording for a second, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to have unemployment filled in. Okay, and I'm back. Now we've got Canada's unemployment rate filled in. And okay, so we're done collecting data, and now I have all of this. Now, so I want to put a table here. Okay, so what I did is I clicked up here and I put a table. The x-axis is going to be unemployment rate, so that'll be that right-hand column, and then the inflation rate will be the y-axis. So I should be able to copy all these. Nope, can't copy them. Okay, so I'm just going to copy them. I'm going to do it on another screen so that I'm just filling it in here. 7, 6.8, 7, 6.6, 5.8, 5.8, 7.8, 7.5, 5.3, and 5. Okay, then down here, 4.3. Now it's going to start filling in all of these values here. So 1.5. I probably should delete that because I want them to go in order. We want them to draw a line here. 1.2, 1.3, 1.6, 2.3, 1.9, 0.9, 2.2, 6.7, and 4.3. Okay. Well, already I can see that's kind of a Phillips curve, right? Now I want to draw like a line that goes with it. So what I did was I clicked on this gear. Okay, so I'm in this. This is the Desmos thing. Clicked on the gear, then I got to click on the color. If you don't like green, you can change them to blue, whatever. And then you're just going to click a line here. Because I did that in a bad order, it's putting that last one in like a crazy. What if I redo it? Which one is this? This is the 5.3 and 6.7. Yeah, you probably want these in order. Let me see if I can just undo that. So maybe we draw our own line. If it's not working, because they should connect sort of in a linear type line. So I'm going to get rid of my line here. Okay. So what you can do, so now we're pretty much done. So I'm going to go into snipping tool here. You can, if you're on a Mac, you can hit something to trigger that. But now I've got my graph. Make this a little bit bigger, and if you wanted to, you could paste this into PowerPoint or whatever. I'm just going to write it because I'm for quickness. Here's inflation. But you could dump this into some kind of word program and type that. But there's your inflation rate. Here's your unemployment rate. And I can kind of see this Phillips curve does kind of follow the standard Phillips curve. So we'll call this a short run Phillips curve. So even though Canada is got some different data, it did follow the relationship that I expected to see. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Like if your country is maybe flatter, or I mean, there is kind of a cluster right here, right? So you could talk about that. But different countries will have different relationships depending on how far back you go. Now, the 2021 and 2022, that's these guys right here, right? High inflation, um, and well, actually, no, that's not true. Um, yeah, no, that is true. Lower unemployment, high inflation, right? That's what we see with the data. I mean, you can look specifically at the data. Which ones are we talking about? 2022 is a pretty bad year for Canada. So 6.7 inflation rate and 5.3 unemployment rate. Although that's the smallest unemployment rate that I see here. So for Canada, that's even though that 5.3 sounds pretty high, that's the best one that I see here, right? So this is to be expected: higher unemployment rate, lower inflation, and then when there's higher inflation rate, lower unemployment. So it all depends on the country you're looking at. It's not necessarily what the United States is. Okay, well, that's how to make a short run Phillips curve using the data. Again, you can also, there's other ways you could do it. You could have Excel do this for you. You could use GeoAlgebra. There's other places to do it. But there you go.